Hey guys, I just wanted to do my review of Arrow Season 4, Episode 15, Taken. So the episode starts off with Felicity's in physical therapy. She's already had the surgery to have a bio implant put in her spine to get her to walk again, and she's having physical therapy with Oliver and Curtis's husband. But she's not able to walk, and she's out in the park and she's out in the parking lot consoling with Oliver how she's disappointed that it didn't turn out the way she did. That the physical therapy and the surgery seemed unsuccessful until Darhk shows up in the parking garage, basically doing his whole like Darth Vader telekinesis like chokehold on him, and texting him a picture of William on his phone. And Darhk says that he needs to drop out of the race on the mayoral race by Friday, 6 p.m. and endorse Dark's wife, or go kill William. And that's when Oliver has to basically just confess to Felicity that that William's his son. And basically, she's not taking it very well, especially when she finds out after Oliver also tells them what's happening and William being the son, especially when Oliver tells the rest of Team Arrow about his son, that Barry also knew about it, and apparently Malcolm Merlin, Thea found out about it, and I guess the interesting thing is that Samantha Clayton, William's mother, comes in, confronts Oliver about it. She's upset that she blames Oliver for coming back for the kidnapping. It's like, if I never let you back into my life, into my son's life, this never would have happened. He's upset about Barry knowing, because Barry's the one who checked, because she went to the CCPD and Barry apparently off screen told her to go talk to Oliver, and so Oliver basically just has to tell her, in order for reassurance, that he's the Green Arrow, and brings her down to the Arrow Cave, and that they're gonna do everything to get William back. But the thing is that they need extra help. They can't reach Constantine because apparently he's in hell, literally. And so of course they reach out to Vixen in Detroit, who already knows, of course, who obviously knows Oliver Queen. Oliver Queen is the Green Arrow, and also knew about Barry at some point, and is also apparently off screen has met and kept in touch with Laurel, which I guess it would make sense, because I remember when I was watching the Vixen series on CWC, there was, or at least they're promoting it, there was these promo pics for whereas they had animation of the Black Canary, so I guess they originally wanted to bring her into the mix, and I guess they decided not to. And they also, there's like a little funny joke where Samantha has William's Flash action figure, and Vixen has to sniff it in order to get like a sense of like where to find him, and there's this little joke saying, where she turns to Oliver and goes, "Don't you dare tell Barry about this." And and I was surprised, like the effects for Vixen activating her abilities with her totem look pretty good on screen. I mean, I was worried about how it would look, because I know the Arrow, their special effects budget isn't as big as Flash, so for given what's worth, it looks pretty good, and I was definitely impressed with it. The episode also features these little character moments in which Laurel, who Samantha remembers was dating Oliver Queen at the time, and Samantha was going to college with Oliver. She tells her that she's sorry about what she did, and what she did was immature, was selfish, and she was young and stupid. And Laurel was able to maintain her composure and to say, "We're gonna get your son back. I'm sorry what's happening to him." But it's only when she meets up with Captain Lance is when she feels hurt, when she feels like she's hurt knowing that Oliver had a kid with her. And even though it's like they haven't dated in years and it was a million years ago, and she knew Oliver was sleeping around at the time, but Captain Lance points out was the fact that he had an illegitimate son is what's probably driving the point home. And he consoles her, and Thea confronts Malcolm about how she knows about the events of Sins of the Father, about how he prioritized holding on to his power with the League of Assassins over saving her own life. Even though Malcolm said he tried to have his cake and eat it too, but she's not buying in, and ask if Malcolm is the one who told Damien Darhk about William, and he denies this, saying that you should know me better than that. Oliver asks for advice on how he's able to lead this vigilante. Oliver talks to Diggle about how he's able to lead this vigilante life with him, and when he's a husband and father, and he ensures Oliver, and Diggle tells Oliver that he can be that just by seeing her every day, by seeing her all the time, letting her know she's going to be there, letting Sarah see his face, and knowing where she is, knowing he's going to be there for her physically and emotionally, is like the best thing you can do to be a parent. Parents is like keep them very close. To you. This is like during a stakeout while they're at this like hotel or plaza trying to confront Damien Darhk, and even though, so it's basically a 2-on-1 battle, Green Arrow, Vixen, and Damien Darhk, but he still is able to get the upper hand, and even though it takes like double the effort for Mari to use her totem to get the strength of a gorilla and try to charge at Darhk, he has to focus all his energy on subduing her, and before fighting Oliver and throwing him out the window telekinetically just so he can make his escape. And Mari points out that of all the people, whenever she's gone up against like a magically powered being, they always have some totem as their source of power, like she does. So Darhk must have hers. So they are able to. So Captain Lance mentioned that he noticed that when he was working for Darhk, that he noticed that that Darhk had a totem when he at his hideout, and that he's able to draw up from Mari. But in the meantime, Oliver has to drop out of the race tonight, and have to drop out of the race that night because Damien Darhk knows about Green Arrow's involvement, and now he's moved up the timetable. So he goes on public television, resigns, supports Rube Adams. He doesn't provide any explanation to Alec as to why he's doing what he's doing. But I mean, the guy's kind of just like, he's not like the biggest. He's kind of like a secondary character, so it's not like it comes off as so the whole interaction comes off as pretty dry anyway. So, and yeah, like there's not much else to say about that. And after Felicity comes in and chastises Oliver, saying, well, it sucks not being able to tell the truth, Oliver tries to explain that he was hoping to earn Samantha's trust down the line, just so Felicity will be able to be a part of William's life. And Mari cross-referenced the totem drawing with I think one of the professors she met in her series back in Detroit, and they said that basically the totem is part of a ley line, or as you know, part of uses as a way of connecting with the Wi-Fi for magic, and that Darhk keeps it with him at all times, and they use that map ley line to track down where his location might be. And he also confides in Vixen about how Diggle, Thea, and Laurel were taken hostage last year by Darhk, and Oliver tried to give himself up just to set them free, and Darhk didn't keep up his end of the bargain. And Oliver's worried that the same thing's going to play out. And Vixen also, with her own advice, saying that knowing what kind of danger William is in, that maybe it's just best that Oliver actually stays out of his life, knowing that she grew up just because, and just keep William out of his life as a way of keeping him out of the danger, the same way Mari's parents did for her. And also, and so eventually they go to confront Darhk. Vixen goes in and grabs the totem, and Thea, Laurel, and Oliver try to confront Darhk in costume and nearly chokes him to death. And Mara, realizing moving the totem doesn't take away Dark's power, so she uses all of her powers to summon all the strengths of the animals that she's channeling to smash the totem. And Oliver just knocks Darhk out and leaves him for the police to take him into custody for the kidnapping. And it ends with Captain Lance telling Oliver and Thea that that William identified Malcolm as the one who was directly responsible for taking him. Thea confronts him about it, and they have this heated argument, saying how she lays awake at night and wonders, what Robert Quinn would think of their relationship, and how she hates how she threw it all away just when she became Malcolm's daughter. And Malcolm says that was her choice, and that you were just a spoiled little brat and would have been dead 10 times over if you hadn't come and trained with me. And what I did this to protect you, and what all this other, and it was for you not seeing the bigger picture, and his usual justifications for his actions, and saying that he'd rather have Thea hate him and be alive than love him and be dead. And just storms out and just leaves. And Samantha and Oliver eventually agrees to take Mari's advice to keep William out of his life. He gets a Green Arrow action figure because now he's the one, because Green Arrow was the one who saved him. And Samantha agrees to move him as far away as possible from Star and Central City. Neither William or Oliver knows where he's going, and he leaves a video message to him explaining why he did what he did, why he's not a part of his life, that he's his biological father, he's the Green Arrow, and that he didn't want the video to be looked at until his 18th birthday, and that he loves him and he loves him, etc. And of course Felicity walks in, and this is the part that kind of pisses me off, because that it feels like the writers on the show are trolling us. Because this was foreshadowed in the crossover last fall, where this was the big secret that was going to end their relationship. But then it's you would think that with the last week's episode that she would show some maturity and talking about how Lance lying to Donna and Felicity telling her that Lance probably lied to protect her, and then it just seems like she becomes completely hypocritical and selfish and just says that, oh, how can you keep this from me? You can't keep this from me. I can't go through with this marriage. And she gives him back, and Felicity gives back her engagement ring, and it's at that moment they have this really melodramatic moment where it's just all of a sudden, this is when the biochip kicks in and she learns how to get up and walk, as this metaphor for and just she doesn't actually do that, but she might as well have just done this and just walked out the door this way. It's I'm walking out on you, I'm walking out on of your life, and this it's just some. This is like the crap I hated about Felicity last year, and it's like they're bringing that back just for character drama. It's like they're running out of ideas. I feel like on this show now. I mean, like I said, I mean that was officially like the worst part of the episode. Probably the ending. I mean, we knew it was coming, but it still sucks and still stupid and still horrible writing. And yet the irony is that it was teased that it might not be the end of Felicity, but I mean I'll provide a link explaining more. I don't want to. I mean it's spoilerish, so I won't provide any more than that. But anyway, I'll give this episode an 8 out of 10. That's being generous, but again, it still bugs the crap out of me, like what they did for this episode. With this ending, this whole like Felicity arc throughout this. This episode. But on a positive note, I love that a Megalyn, a Chikawaki, or Megalyn EK, as she's being credited as, because her last name's Nigerian. I guess people mispronounced it a lot. So either way, she did a great job as Vixen. Hope to see more of her, and I look forward to her second season of Vixen and more live action appearances in the Arrowverse, whether it's on Arrow, Flash. I mean, fingers crossed if there's a season 2 of Legends of Tomorrow. It'll be great to see her on that. And, you know, that's all my thoughts about it. I mean, what do you guys think of the episode? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Oh, and by the way, I will post my Agent Carter review tomorrow, as well as my Legends of Tomorrow review. And I'll also put up my movie reviews for 999 and Eddie the Eagle. So, have a good night, guys.